The NBA right now is just complete chaos. It's not what regularly happens right now this time in the league. Usually this time in the league, we know who the best player is. Sometimes it's LeBron James, sometimes it's Giannis, sometimes it might be KD for you if you're a KD fan, sometimes it was Curry, one year it was Kawhi. We usually know who's the best player in the league because of how good they are playing or how good someone is playing. But this season is different. This season is not like any other. It just doesn't make sense about what's happening right now in the NBA. Right now in the NBA, there is so many stat lines. So many people are just casually dropping 40 games, 50 games. That is not even, it's not common anymore. We expect 50 games to happen so much that when it doesn't happen, we're like, dang, it was a 50-point game tonight. That's how much is happening consistently. And in the NBA, that's not normal for that to happen. In the NBA, usually there's stat lines of 30 plus because the stats of scoring, the pace is higher. So a lot of people are going to score more points. There's been a lot of 30-point games. There's been a lot more 60-point games in a season. But for more people to have dropped 60, 50, 40 plus games in a single night, that usually doesn't happen. Like the other night, Donovan Mitchell decided to drop 71 points in a single game. Donovan Mitchell dropped 71 points and came back from a 21-point lead against the Bulls. And okay, that is an amazing stat line. Okay, that's enough for one night. But no, LeBron James decided to drop 40 plus that night as well. Klay Thompson drops 54 points that night as well. And then also Joel Embiid decides to drop 40 plus as well. For all that's happened the same night, it's not a normal stat line for the NBA. That's not normal for that to happen in the NBA for 4-5 people to drop 40 plus in a single game. That's not normal. And then plus on the other night, Luka Doncic decided to drop a 60-point triple double, and he also came back against 9 points against the New York Knicks and enforced the overtime and also won that game. You had to watch that game to really be magnified about what Luka did. I didn't watch the full game, but I watched back on the game and the highlights also how he came in overtime, and it was insane about what he did. That whole game about what happened was insane. Luka was really insane in that series. So I do not know who's the best player in the NBA. It's hard for me to decide because now, most of the time I've had Giannis. For the past couple years I've had Giannis Antetokounmpo because of the way Giannis can play elite offense and elite defense. Now, Giannis cannot shoot. Yes, that is something that's hindering his NBA career. But Giannis is still effectively helping his team out, and he won a championship. He won a Finals MVP. Then he also is helping his team make it consistently long in the playoffs, and he's also playing elite defense and elite offense. I don't care what nobody says. If they say Giannis is an overrated defender, Giannis is an elite defender. So I had Giannis the best player in the league so far. Even coming to the season, I had Giannis the best player in the league. But with the way Luka is playing and the way Luka is actively carrying this Mavericks team is making me rethink of what I'm doing. And then also, people have been underrating Kevin Durant's season so far. Kevin Durant is having one of the best mid-range seasons of all time. Kevin Durant is able to elevate this Brooklyn Nets team to contention because at the beginning of the season when they had Steve Nash and when it was losing, I did not have this Nets team winning anything because the way that it was trajectory, their trajectory was bad because they was playing bad on defense. They wasn't really scoring on offense. Their supporting cast wasn't playing that good as well. So I didn't really have this team doing anything really because it was just hard for me to have them really win the championship or have them really make a deep postseason run. But the way that KD is playing, and now that Kyrie isn't in no more drama, Kyrie is actually playing and he's playing NBA basketball, it shows that the Brooklyn Nets are having an amazing season, and Kevin Durant is at the forefront of that. So right now, Kevin Durant is also in contention for the best player in the league for one of the first time in his career. No shade to KD, but it's just crazy how good KD is playing. Then the only thing about Curry, because I had Curry as like a top 3 player coming to the league, but Curry is injured right now. But before Curry was injured, Curry was having one of the best seasons of his career. Curry was easily carrying the Warriors to the playoffs and easily making the Warriors even in some of them games. Now, even though the Warriors are playing good right now, yes, they are. I think they're 6-3 in their last game, something like that. The teams that are playing against aren't competent teams. I don't care. Those teams they're playing against are also bottom in their leagues or also mid-tier. Once the Warriors go against somebody that's like a contender, they're not going to win without Curry. They just can't. People are overrating this Jordan Jordan Poole run as well, because Jordan Poole is not efficient, and the volume he's shooting at is not a good volume for him to be a good. He's only doing this right now because Curry's off the bench, but Curry's gonna come back and they're gonna be able to do something. And then also Jokic might win his third MVP because the way that Jokic is playing. Jokic last season broke every advanced stat in the world. It was actually crazy. If you was a NBA stat nerd, you were literally nuts by the way that Jokic was playing. It was actually insane. So now that Jokic is playing almost the same exact he was playing last year, maybe even better, he might win his MVP, but it's gonna be hard for him because of NBA fatigue. So right now, those players, also LeBron James, I almost forgot about LeBron James. LeBron James has to help carry this load. Thanks because Anthony Davis got injured by a mysterious ankle injury in the air. So now LeBron James has to carry this load, and he has been dropping 35, 30, but it has been helping. So he had to drop 40. He had to drop 40 in this past 2 games to even make them almost win those games. He was out the game against the Heat, but the Lakers still won. I don't know how, but they're gonna lose. They're not a consistent team to win those games like that. They need LeBron James, but the thing about LeBron James is trying to break this Kareem record. When he breaks that Kareem record, I don't think he's going to score as much as he is now. And plus, I don't think that even when LeBron drops those points, they're going to win all those games. I think they're just winning right now. But I don't think the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. So that's what's going to mess up LeBron James' MVP case if he's playing this type of stat line. And then plus, I think LeBron is top 5, top 10, but I don't think he's in contention for the best player in the league, just because I feel like players are playing better than him. I think Joel Embiid is playing better than him. I think KD is. I think Luka is. And I think Giannis is as well. Even though LeBron James is having an amazing season so far, I just don't think he's the best player in the league like that. So it's just so many players that are the best player in the league, and it's hard for me to decide on one definite player. And that's not normal for the NBA. I don't care. Usually every time the NBA starts, there's one best player in the league, and maybe there's a battle for 1 and 2 every once in a while, but there's never 5, 6, 7 players that are the best player in the league. Right now, the NBA is just chaos right now. People are constantly dropping 40 plus points, 50 plus points, 60 plus points. Like, honestly, the 100-point record is going to be broken eventually because of the way the NBA is playing. So right now, I don't know who's best player in the league right now. I'm leaning towards Giannis because usually I wait towards the end of the season to decide who's the best player in the league. I had Giannis come this season, so I'm still have Giannis, but I usually flip-flops every single day because of the way everyone is playing. The NBA is insane right now, and you need to watch these games.